So the traffic on the channel has been unreal over the last 48 hours. And I just want to thank those who are taking the time to watch these news videos or the interviews that we do with the players or broadcasters from around the Ontario Hockey League. And we're also seeing the subscriber numbers jump up a bit. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so. It's been fun just seeing how this channel has been growing, and it's also just been super encouraging to keep doing these news videos and to let you know what's going on around the Ontario Hockey League. And today we have a couple more news items to cover. None as big as yesterday's story with the suspensions involving the Sudbury Wolves, but still some pretty cool news items to cover. Starting off with Easton Cowan of the London Knights. He just continues to roll. His point streak has now reached 30 games. The Toronto Maple Leafs prospect scored 2 goals last night for the London Knights in their loss to the Guelph Storm. So with Cowan reaching 30 games, that's tying him for the 5th longest point streak in OHL history. That's over the last 30 years. He ties Jordon Kyrou when he played for the Sarnia Sting. He had a 30-game point streak in 2016-2017. The longest streak, if you're wondering, is held by Bill Bowler. He played for the Windsor Spitfires in the 94-95 season, where his streak hit 41 games. And of course, if that name is familiar to you, Bowler, right now the general manager of the Windsor Spitfires. It's kind of interesting how that happens. Players usually rejoining their junior hockey teams in one way or another. And Bill Bowler, who had left his mark with Windsor when he was a player in the 90s, doing it now as a general manager here in 2024. So with the amount of games, though, that are left in the regular season for the London Knights, Easton Cowan won't be able to catch Bill Bowler this season. There's only 7 games remaining for London, but he could still finish as high as second in the record books for the OHL point streak. The players ahead of him right now, Brett McLean, he had a 32-game point streak. That was in 2008-2009 with the Oshawa Generals. Then you have Dave Gilmore. He had a 33-game point streak in 93-94. He was with the London Knights. So that means if Easton Cowan can reach 33 games, then he'll tie a franchise record. So Easton Cowan, he's looking to get into the record books still with this London Knights organization, which is really cool. And then Trevor Letowski, he had a 34-game point streak in 96-97 with the Sarnia Sting. That is the 2nd longest streak overall. So Easton Cowan could pass Letowski if he can score in 5 more consecutive games, and we'll see if he can do that. Of course, the London Knights, they're back in action tomorrow night. They're going to host the Sarnia Sting, and then they take on the Kitchener Rangers on Sunday. So the Easton Cowan watch continues, and just that team right now has been something else. I know the Knights have dropped a few games recently, including that one against the Guelph Storm last night. They've also dropped out of first place in the Western Conference standings, with the Saginaw Spirit getting a point in their loss to the Flint Firebirds. Saginaw is now first in the West because they have the tiebreak over the London Knights. And, even for this team, Easton Cowan, yes, he's on that 30-game point streak, but he's also tied for first in shorthanded goals with Denver Barkey. So he's getting it done offensively. He's getting it done on the penalty kill with the offense. And it's going to be fun to see if Easton Cowan can, in fact, continue this point streak past the 30-game mark. And it was also announced this morning, or it was posted rather by Jeff Merrick on X, that the former Barrie Colts captain, Connor Punnett, has signed an NHL entry-level contract with the Dallas Stars, which would be huge. I haven't seen any official confirmation yet if Punnett has signed that ELC deal with the Dallas Stars, but for Colts fans, they know what Punnett is capable of. If it's true, the Dallas Stars are going to get an outstanding shutdown defenseman. Punnett, one of the best open ice hitters right now in the OHL, and his playoff performance is outstanding. The Oshawa Generals are going to love Punnett come playoff time. I know they already love his physical style. He's been getting points too with the Oshawa Generals since that trade at the overager trade deadline. Punnett has 5 goals, 14 assists, good for 19 points in 25 games. So if this deal is in fact true, that the Dallas Stars have signed Connor Punnett, I think Dallas Star fans are going to love him. And I did an interview with him at the start of the season after he was named captain of the Barrie Colts. And he's such a great guy. He's level-headed. He was invited to the Detroit Red Wings rookie camp back in the summer, and he just soaked it in, that whole experience. And for Connor Punnett, a big congrats to him, and it's going to be interesting just to see where his career goes from here. Obviously, I think he'll probably end up playing with the Iowa Stars or in the ECHL before making that jump to the NHL, but you just never know. So some great news there for Oshawa General fans and Barrie Colt fans, as the former captain has reportedly signed that entry-level contract with the Dallas Stars. And before we sign off here, I also wanted to let Barrie Colt fans know that the ice is back in at the Sadlon Arena. So tonight's game against the Mississauga Steelheads is good to go. Of course, there was the ice problem Saturday ahead of the Niagara Ice Dogs game. That one had to be postponed due to an issue with the ice. That has since been resolved. The Barrie Colts posting on social media, the new sheet of ice is in, and we shouldn't have any problems. So let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts on any of these news items. Maybe you're a fan of Easton Cowan. Let me know your thoughts on his play, and do you think he's going to break that record, reach number 2 overall in the points consecutive games list? I love to see the interactions. Again, thank you for those who've been tuning in. It's been great to see the growth of the channel. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want to be notified about future videos about news and also the interviews that we plan to post before the end of the season. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll talk to you again soon.